Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with all the resources you need to become a successful author. You can learn more about Authors Unite and join the free community at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today I have Renee Cormier with us. She is a success coach that facilitates in transforming people's lives. She gives her clients the opportunity to discover who they really are and to learn the necessary techniques for taking control of their world and creating the life they want. They set goals, they achieve them, and they learn who they really are along the way. So welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Of course, grateful to have you here. We'll dive into the first one, Renee. The first question I have for you is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
I've got a lot of really great stories, but since we only have 5 minutes,
it can go a little bit longer.
I'll tell you the story of the mud puddle.
Go for it.
So many years ago, I was with my children's father, and he dropped me off. It was at nighttime. It was nighttime, and he dropped me off at a pharmacy to pick up a prescription, and then he went and parked the car. So when I came out to the car, he says, "Oh my God, Renee, you gotta watch this. This is hilarious." In the middle of the parking lot was this massive mud puddle, and all these people were trying to jump over the mud puddle or being dropped off in the mud puddle, and all these things. And it was one of those puddles that was deceptively deep. So it was really big, and most people would look at it and think, okay, I can stick my toe in the middle and then jump to the other side. But when they would put their toe in the middle, they would end up mid-calf. So, let me go on. And then you see the shock. And then people are wondering, do I go back? Do I go forward? Like, oh my gosh, I'm wet. And some people would be wearing like high heels, or, they just ruin their shoes. And well, not normally, I don't normally laugh at people's misfortunes, but we really laughed a lot. and so we sat there for the longest time. But there's something really interesting about that whole experience, because it was one of those moments that always stuck with me. And I thought, what a great metaphor for life. We go through things all the time, and sometimes we don't know if we should go back and take a different direction, or should we just keep on going. And I always think, if you're already wet, you may as well just keep on going. So that's my great story.
I love that. I agree. I'm excited for your answer on this next one too. The next one I have for you is, what's the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
That you can change your entire life by just changing the way you think and the way you feel. So your mood dominates everything, and your brain can be reprogrammed to take you out of a negative mindset and put you into a more positive one. And that's what I do. I work with people to help them reprogram their thinking so that they can actually achieve their goals. A lot of the time we have limiting beliefs. We have things we think about ourselves that prevent us from actually being successful. But if you can actually get your brain to form new neural pathways, stronger neural pathways for positive thinking and a hopeful life, as opposed to a life of nothing ever works out for me kind of attitude. So anyway, yeah. So you can go from being a glass half empty person to a glass half full person, or even better, one whose cup runneth over. Yeah. With a cup that runneth over, so to speak. So you can do that. We have way more capability than we most of us ever realize.
So my next question is normally like general, but just I'm very interested in this. So I'd prefer, if it's all right with you, to kind of go a little bit deeper into that. Like, if you were to give, and I don't think we have enough time for like you to tell us the exact process, but like how would someone even get started in like strengthening or changing those neuro pathways? Like what's the first thing you help someone with to get them on that path?
I use techniques around neuro-linguistic programming. So once we sit down and we discuss what your goals are, for example, I would put together a script, and I would put you in a light meditative state, so that I could suggest new thoughts to you, and then you would take that script, and I would turn that into a first person format, and you would record that and listen to it multiple times a day, so that you could plant these suggestions even deeper into your subconscious, and in that way, you create stronger neural pathways that allow you to change the way you think and actually achieve things, as opposed to maybe sabotaging your efforts.
Got it. Okay. And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
I would say just keep doing what you're doing, and the reason is because, we like to look back and think, oh, well, I shouldn't have done this and I shouldn't have done that. But the reality is all of those mistakes we make are the things that give us depth and richness and things to offer the world. And if I didn't do the stupid things I did when I was younger, I wouldn't be able to do the work I'm doing today, because I bring so much to the table for the unconventional life that I've actually lived.
And I'm excited for your answer on this one too. In your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
The key to happiness really is to learn who you really are. If you can connect with your inner being and understand that your real nature, your absolute true nature, is not the stuff that people say you are. You actually are nothing like your Aunt Agnes and or your Uncle Frank or your father, or we hear all kinds of garbage all our lives, about who we are and what we are, and mean people may try to define us, but nobody really gets to define you but you. And when you have the opportunity to connect with your inner being, and this is a thing I also like to do with people, is to give them the opportunity to really see who they are, and to connect with that inner being and understand that they are as perfect and beautiful as the day they were born. They are flawless. Whatever else, you don't really have the problems that you might think you have. You are not wired for misery. You are wired for success. And when you understand that, no one can take it away from you.
And what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
I've read lots of books, but I can tell you the book that changed my life, not necessarily the best book I read, but absolutely the book that absolutely changed my life was a Dale Carnegie book called The Leader in You. And that was a book that really got me onto the path of, self-help and personal development and all of that stuff. So I don't remember now exactly what was in that book that resonated with me, but I do remember that I was left with the feeling that I had the power to do anything and be anything, and that I could completely direct my life. And that was transformational for me, because at the time I before coming across that book, I had no idea that fire burned inside me.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
I love Wayne Dyer for great quotes. I've got two, actually. One thing he says that, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I find that a really very poignant statement, because, just a minor shift in focus is all it takes to change a perspective. And then along the same line, he says, loving people live in a loving world, and hostile people live in a hostile world, but it's the same world. So, and again, you get whatever you put out into the world. So, people walk around with the wrong attitude and feeling negative and cranky and whatnot, and all they get for that is just more crap falling on their heads. You gotta really, really have an attitude adjustment.
Thank you so much for coming on. The last question I have for you before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find and connect with you online?
My website, first and foremost. I'm also on LinkedIn, Google+, bb.com, which is a great blogging website I'm the brand ambassador for. Facebook, Twitter, anywhere. I'm all over.
Perfect. Thanks again for hopping on.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.